Before you wake fully, there is a quiet moment that belongs only to you. The outside world has not reached your mind yet. No notifications, no pressure, no old worries asking for your attention. There is only silence filled with fresh possibility. In that peaceful space lives one of the greatest gifts you receive every single day. This is the real beginning of your morning. You are not simply repeating yesterday. You are being given another opportunity to decide who you want to become. Every sunrise quietly invites you to choose your attitude, your emotions, and the energy you will carry through the day ahead. Your situation is not the main force creating your future. The condition of your inner world influences everything you experience. When your morning starts with calm, your vision becomes clearer. When you begin with confidence, you naturally notice opportunities that you once ignored. And when you truly believe that life is working beside you instead of against you, everything begins to feel more meaningful, more organized, and more connected. Stay with this thought because the next few minutes may completely change the way you look at every morning from now on. What happens inside you first often decides what happens around you later. And that simple truth has the power to transform your entire day. The greatest strength you will ever discover is not hidden somewhere far away. It already lives inside you. Every thought you welcome during these first quiet moments becomes a seed planted deeply in your mind. Those thoughts slowly become emotions. Those emotions influence your choices. Your choices eventually shape the life you experience. You are not simply stepping into another ordinary day. You are quietly creating it with every thought you choose to keep. Your imagination is much more than entertainment. It is the place where tomorrow quietly begins. Every picture you repeatedly create in your mind and every feeling you intentionally hold sends a message that slowly shapes your experience. Life has a remarkable way of responding to the patterns you continue feeding within yourself. Before your feet touch the floor, stop for just one moment. Take a slow breath. Feel the quiet around you. Then ask yourself one powerful question. Who am I choosing to become today? That answer has the ability to influence every conversation, every opportunity, every challenge, and every decision waiting for you. Keep listening because what comes next may help you build a morning routine that quietly changes the direction of your entire future without anyone else even noticing. The first and most valuable state you can choose every morning is peace mixed with trust and inner balance. Instead of opening your eyes with stress or urgency, allow yourself to begin from a place of quiet confidence. Let the noise fade into the distance. Let unnecessary tension leave your body. Reconnect with yourself before allowing the demands of the day to enter your mind. Inside that silence, something beautiful begins to happen. Your thoughts stop pulling you in every direction at once. You no longer feel the need to control every detail because a deeper confidence slowly starts growing inside you. You begin realizing that life is moving exactly as it should, even when you cannot yet see the complete picture. This is not pretending everything is perfect. It is not blind hope. It is a steady confidence that remains strong even before visible proof arrives. The more often you return to this inner place, the more natural it becomes. And once this shift happens, you may notice that the world around you starts responding in ways you never expected. Keep watching because the next mindset could be the missing piece you have been searching for all along. When you live from this peaceful state, fear slowly loses its control over your mind. Difficult situations may still appear, but they no longer decide how you feel. Instead of reacting with panic, you respond with patience and clear thinking. Calm creates space where answers can finally appear. Problems that once seemed impossible begin revealing simple solutions because stress is no longer blocking your vision. Your mind feels lighter. Decisions become easier. Your perspective stretches far beyond today's temporary challenges. You begin seeing possibilities where you once saw only obstacles. Even when life becomes uncertain, something inside you remains steady. That inner steadiness becomes your greatest advantage. It protects your focus while everything around you changes. People may wonder why you seem so calm during difficult moments, but they cannot see the quiet work happening inside your mind every morning. This calm is not weakness. It is strength under complete control. Stay with me because the next realization explains why some people always seem to move forward while others remain trapped in the same emotional cycle year after year. This is also the moment when your inner guidance becomes easier to recognize. It never forces you. It never shouts above the noise. Instead, it gently points you toward the next small step that feels right. You stop depending on constant approval from other people because you slowly become your own source of confidence. The stronger your inner foundation becomes, the more your outside experiences begin reflecting that quiet stability. Relationships feel healthier, opportunities arrive more naturally, challenges no longer seem like personal attacks but simple parts of your journey. You begin trusting yourself in ways you never imagined before. Every peaceful morning strengthens that trust a little more. Every intentional thought builds another layer of confidence. Every calm decision creates another step toward the future you truly want. Nothing changes overnight, yet everything begins changing day by day. That is how lasting transformation works. Small choices repeated with consistency quietly become a completely different life. And tomorrow morning, when you open your eyes again, remember this moment. Remember that before the world asks anything from you, you already have the power to decide the person you will become. And that decision may be the most important one you make all day. The way you speak slowly begins to change. Your words become calmer. Your actions become more thoughtful. Your reactions become steadier instead of automatic. As your behavior changes, your results quietly begin changing too. Morning is no longer just a race to complete responsibilities. It becomes a meaningful ritual that sets the emotional direction for everything that follows. You do not need a complicated routine filled with endless steps. Just a few intentional minutes practiced every day can reshape your entire experience. The deeper truth is surprisingly simple. Every experience starts inside you before it appears around you. Many people believe life simply happens to them, but your thoughts, beliefs, and emotional state quietly influence the reality you notice and create. Everything follows a natural flow. Your awareness shapes your beliefs. Your beliefs create emotional habits. Those emotions influence your choices. Your repeated choices eventually become your results. Change the beginning of that sequence, and every step after it begins shifting as well. That is why mastering your inner world is much more powerful than trying to control every outside situation. You stop blaming circumstances for how you feel. Instead, you take ownership of the meaning you give every experience. Even difficult moments begin revealing opportunities that were hidden before. Uncertainty starts feeling less like danger and more like a doorway to growth. Stay with me because the next idea may completely change how you look at every single morning from now on. The conversations you have with yourself after waking are never meaningless. They quietly become instructions for the deeper part of your mind. When repeated with real emotion and steady belief, those thoughts slowly grow into lasting convictions. Once a belief becomes part of your identity, your behavior naturally follows without needing constant effort or endless motivation. Picture every morning as a fresh canvas waiting for its first colors. If worry paints the opening moments, the rest of the day often reflects those same shades. But if confidence, gratitude, and clear intention create the first brush strokes, your day begins reflecting those emotions instead. Your earliest thoughts are never small or unimportant. They are seeds that eventually grow into the experiences you live. You do not have to wait for life to improve before allowing yourself to enjoy the day. You create a meaningful day by choosing your emotional state before outside events try to choose it for you. With regular practice, life no longer feels completely unpredictable. You become an active participant instead of a passive observer. Every thought, every emotion, and every conscious decision slowly shapes the quality of your experience. Keep listening, because the next insight explains why those first few minutes after waking may carry more influence than you have ever realized. Modern research offers interesting support for this idea. Soon after waking, your brain enters one of its most open and receptive conditions. During these early moments, slower brainwave activity allows the conscious and subconscious parts of your mind to communicate more easily. Your subconscious becomes especially open to accepting new thoughts, emotions, and beliefs. Because of this natural window, what you repeatedly think and feel each morning does not simply fade away. It settles deeper into your mind, quietly influencing your reactions, your decisions, your attention, and your behavior throughout the day. Your nervous system constantly searches for evidence that matches what you already believe. Begin the morning feeling stressed, and your attention naturally notices reasons to stay stressed. Begin with confidence, and your mind starts recognizing situations that strengthen confidence instead. The outside world may not have changed at all. What changes is the filter through which you see it. Your mind is always selecting information that matches its expectations. Your beliefs influence your perception, and your perception continues reinforcing those same beliefs. Without conscious awareness, this cycle repeats itself day after day. That is why small, intentional changes practiced every morning can eventually create remarkable differences over time. Don't skip the next part because it connects everything together in a way that may surprise you. Your emotions are much more powerful than they first appear. They shape how you communicate, how you connect with other people, the choices you make, and even the opportunities you notice. By changing your emotional state, you begin changing the quality of your relationship with reality itself. All of this leads to one powerful realization. The world you experience is deeply connected to the condition of your inner life. When you intentionally guide your morning, you are not simply improving the first few minutes after waking. You are quietly influencing the thoughts, emotions, behaviors, and outcomes that shape the entire day ahead. Perhaps the most important truth is this: your life is not directed mainly by the few thoughts you consciously notice each day. It is guided by deeper subconscious patterns already operating beneath your awareness. These hidden programs quietly influence your reactions, decisions, habits, and routines without asking permission. Research suggests that much of daily behavior happens automatically through these internal patterns. That means many emotional responses and repeated actions come from an established default setting. You can set exciting goals, make sincere promises to yourself, and feel inspired for a while. But unless that deeper default begins changing, your mind naturally returns to familiar habits. Real and lasting transformation always begins by changing the identity and emotional state, quietly operating beneath everything you do. This explains why so many people remain caught in the same repeating cycles year after year. They depend only on willpower and discipline while overlooking the deeper programming that silently directs their lives. You can repeat positive affirmations every morning. You can feel motivated for several hours. Yet if hidden beneath the surface, you continue carrying insecurity, scarcity, self-doubt, or unresolved fear, those emotions eventually become stronger than temporary motivation. Your subconscious naturally returns to what feels familiar. Imagine swimming against a strong river current. For a while you may keep moving forward through effort alone, but sooner or later the current tries pulling you back toward its familiar direction. Your subconscious works much the same way. If anxiety has become your normal state, your mind continues searching for reasons to feel anxious. If you secretly believe you are never enough, you may unknowingly recreate situations that seem to prove that belief. Real transformation does not begin by forcing different thoughts. It begins by changing the emotional foundation beneath those thoughts. Go deeper than words. Reach the feelings that quietly shape your daily experience. Once that inner foundation begins changing, your actions require far less effort. You naturally think differently. You respond differently. You make wiser decisions almost automatically because from the inside out, you have become a different version of yourself. And that quiet inner shift is where every lasting change truly begins. If this message is speaking to you, stay until the very end because your next morning could become the turning point that changes far more than just your day. Before the world fully reaches you, the morning gives you a rare opportunity. Those first quiet moments after waking allow you to interrupt old habits before they take control again. You are doing much more than beginning another day. You are slowly reshaping the deeper patterns that have quietly guided your life for years. Every sunrise places you in the position of a creator instead of a spectator. From the instant you open your eyes, the emotional state you choose begins influencing everything that follows. It is not the events themselves that decide the quality of your day. It is the version of yourself that walks into those events. Carry stress into the morning, and even small situations begin feeling heavy. Carry confidence, patience, and inner balance, and those very same situations become easier to handle. The outside world may look exactly the same, yet your experience becomes completely different because something inside you has changed first. Two people can face the same challenge and walk away with entirely different results simply because they are thinking from different inner states. Once you truly understand this, you stop waiting for life to improve before allowing yourself to feel better. Instead, you choose your emotional direction before the day unfolds. Stay with me, because what comes next may completely change the way you see every morning from this day forward. Everything begins with awareness. Whatever fills your attention, whatever beliefs you continue feeding, and whatever emotional atmosphere you create become the starting point from which your experiences naturally grow. You do not need to control every conversation, every obstacle, or every unexpected moment. The real goal is to protect the state of mind you want to live from. When you remain calm, wiser decisions appear naturally. When confidence fills your thoughts, action becomes easier. When your attention stays focused, unnecessary distractions lose much of their power. Everything first grows inside before expressing itself outside. Morning is no longer just another item on your schedule. It becomes a personal ritual where you prepare your thoughts, your emotions, and your energy for the life you want to build. Even 5 quiet minutes practiced with intention can change the direction of your entire day. As this habit becomes part of your life, the world begins feeling less random and far more connected. You recognize that you are helping shape your own experience through every thought, every decision, and every emotion you consistently choose. Keep watching, because the next idea explains why one hidden ability inside you may be far more powerful than you have ever imagined. Among all the abilities you possess, imagination may be the most extraordinary. It is far more than a place for fantasy or pleasant daydreams. It is the creative space where tomorrow quietly begins taking shape. Whatever you repeatedly imagine eventually starts feeling believable. What becomes believable slowly becomes part of your daily life. When you intentionally guide your imagination, you stop depending on outside circumstances to create motivation. Instead, you create the feeling first. That inner experience begins influencing everything that follows. You do not wait until success arrives before allowing yourself to feel successful. You choose confidence before visible proof appears. That emotional choice changes the way you stand, the way you speak, the way you think, and the quality of every action you take throughout the day. Every morning begins with an internal picture. If that picture is filled with fear, limitation, or doubt, your attention naturally notices more reasons to feel the same way. But when you begin with gratitude and possibility, your awareness starts recognizing blessings that had been there all along. Don't miss the next part, because this simple shift has the power to influence every area of your life. When you picture yourself as confident, capable, and calm, something remarkable begins happening. You naturally carry yourself differently. Your voice becomes steadier. Your decisions become clearer. People respond to you differently because your presence has changed. Your surroundings may not transform overnight, but your relationship with them certainly does. Old emotional reactions begin fading. New responses quietly replace them. Over time, those new responses create completely different outcomes. Imagination becomes even more powerful when real emotion is added to it. Do not simply picture the life you want. Feel it as if it already belongs to you. Experience the peace. Feel the gratitude. Allow yourself to enjoy the confidence and certainty before physical evidence appears. The deeper parts of your mind respond strongly to repeated emotional experiences. What you consistently feel begins shaping your behavior until those emotions become natural. You no longer chase your future with endless struggle. Instead, you remain loyal to the picture you have chosen until it slowly becomes part of who you are. Keep listening because the final idea ties everything together in a way that can completely change how you approach each new day. Whether you realize it or not, your energy quietly shapes every experience you have. Your words matter, but they are not the strongest message you send into the world. Your emotions, your beliefs, and the way you see yourself communicate far more than your voice ever could. Two people may enter the exact same room, yet each leaves with a completely different experience because each carries a different emotional atmosphere. When anxiety fills your inner world, your attention naturally searches for mistakes, danger, and disappointment. You react faster, you misunderstand situations more easily. Sometimes you even create the very outcomes you hope to avoid. But when peace and emotional balance become your starting point, everything begins looking different. You become patient instead of reactive. Your thinking becomes clearer. Your choices become wiser. Opportunities that once seemed invisible suddenly appear, not because the world changed overnight, but because your awareness changed first. This principle is always working quietly in the background. Your inner condition influences your relationships, your confidence, your conversations, your opportunities, and the direction of your future. And every single morning gives you another chance to choose the energy that will shape the story you are about to live. The question is no longer what kind of day awaits you. The real question is what kind of person you choose to become before the day even begins.